So you spent 3 hours in total, spread over several days, several recording sessions, in an attempt to record a new game on the channel because you want to have the proper voice or use several different voices for it. To only realize I might as well just use this one. Hello everyone, I am Paul with many voices and welcome to a new game on the channel. This is called Mogul. And as I'm going to delete all the save files because I don't need them anymore. Because these were all failed playthroughs or attempts or whatnot. I don't want them. We're going to go through this game. Now, it's still in early access, so there are still possible updates. And earlier this week, the flat map and sandbox mode got added. But I'm going to be going in the big cave. Call this one Mine All Mine. We'll go a regular standard game. And we're off into the mine. Yes, the chain did go off. Anyway, welcome to Mogul. Welcome to the mine. Now, I am going to break this up into several sections. I'm going to edit and cut out all of the boring parts. And bring you back when something interesting happens or once I've completed the construction of things. But for now, welcome to the mine. This is our home station. Pressing F allows us to open the computer and you can see all of those things which are locked and I cannot afford because I am flat broke. Got a lantern here which I'll take and then pressing 1. We have a little light, but our first quest, which you can see in the top left, is collect the pickaxe, which is right here. It's time to mine. Mine and deposit 5 iron ore pieces. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Now if you want to use these physics, which at the start of the game you're going to have to, press E. When the item is highlighted like this, press E and whee! There. Now we need to buy the magnet from the shop, which of course was over here in tools, magnet. There we go. Press F to pick it up, and there. Now what does the magnet do? It pulls everything that I want together. And immediately I want to draw your attention over to this thing here. This is called a iron cluster. I'm going to put that right here, and hopefully during this playthrough I'll gather around 20 of them. And I'll place them here. We've got another regular iron bit over there. We've got a gold bar, which looks a little dirty. That is correct. And then 2 crates, which you can smash. Usually, if you find a crate that has only a few planks holding it together, it contains nothing. But, as you can see, this did contain something. Now that gold nugget... well, the gold bar came from the drawer over there. And we're going to just deposit it. And as you can see, I love the shaft. We now need to collect 19 more bits of iron ore and 10 bits of coal ore. This is coal ore. And that's 4 right away. So, 6 more left to go. However, before I go to make the first cut, I want to bring your attention over to here. Now this crate, one smash, doesn't contain anything, but over here we have a couple of things. Namely just another iron ingot and a gold ingot. Now, the loot you'll get from those crates and the ores are going to be randomized every single playthrough. So, while this only will give me 2 this time, previous it gave me 4. So, there. 2 more. And I might as well just finish that off. 1, 2, there. Now it's just a hunt for more iron, and as you can see there are plenty of iron spots over here. So I'll bring you back once I have 20 of them. Now I decided to count them out for you so that I would have exactly enough. These are 19 bits of iron ore. But before we deposit the last one, there's 2 more things that I wanted to show you. This little thing will be useful later, and while breaking a few of the rocks, I found 2 more of these iron ore clusters. And so I'll drop them right over here. Righto. Also miner. Oh, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. The auto miner costs 500 a pop. And everything falls from down there. Now I do have 138 money left, so I do want 1 corner. I do want 1 sorter conveyor, and for now that's all that I can buy. But how will I find where to place my miners? Well, here we are. When either holding a miner or a conveyor, you can see where the miners can be placed. However, take a look at the one right over there when I hold a conveyor belt compared to when I hold a miner. That is now red. When I want to place a miner, like over here, it just works. But I know I actually can go up here through a little parkour. Here it works. Here it doesn't. This is a different type of miner. We'll get into that much later. However, as you can see, possible resources. Iron ore 49%, crushed iron 5.2%, emerald gem, and diamond gems. Now this is why I want to have the sorter. But for now, that really doesn't matter yet. Now we are going to go over to here, because we need 50 iron ore and 100 copper ore. Now these are 2 separate quests, by the way. So I could just choose to place, for instance, this guy over to here to get the 50 iron ore, and then pick it back up, because you can, by pressing F and then take, and then bringing it over to here, where we have coal ore, crushed coal, emerald, and diamonds, and then just wait until I have 100 of the coal ore in total. But I won't. I'll make it a little easier on myself and just place it here. And this miner is now just going to auto mine and spit out bits of coal ore and iron ore, and on very rare occasions crushed iron and diamond gems. Now this is what they call crushed ore of iron, and every ore type can be crushed. So while this thing is going to auto mine, I am going to manually mine some more iron and coal. Well, I might as well bring you back as we go, and stop. Take this. Now, as you can see, I have 49 iron ore and 97 coal. This makes 100. And that makes 50. To complete both of them. There we go. Now, I've actually used the conveyor belt and the sorter to help out with splitting the rest of this iron ore from over there. So as you see that I had it over here, the miner, and put it over there. But yeah, I just decided to move it to get the coal, because I wanted to do it step by step. However, I was fortunate enough, this crate was somewhere over on that ridge, that ledge over there, containing one more iron ore, bring you over yonder, and then one more iron bar. However, during my gathering quest, I gathered 2 more of those iron ore clusters, and not 1, not 2, but 3 coal clusters. Now, when you want to move them, be very gentle, as they break easily. And when they do break, they become regular bits of ore or coal. And they won't be worth as much. However, while I need a total of 20 of these separately, I'll only need 6 of those. And nothing more out of the clusters for the coal. So I'm going to continue to collect them until I have 6. And beyond that, I will just destroy them to do the thing. Anyway, we need to buy the hammer and do the ore crusher, do the ore analyzer, sure. And for this, I'm going to do 2 sloped conveyors. And we will do a whole bunch of straights. 19 with 1 ledge. So, as you can see, everything falls down there. I want you over there, you over there. You're 18 straights. You're the ledge. You're that. You're the ledge. You there. You there. Now, the last thing that I picked up was the ore analyzer, which is the most useless thing of all. So I'll place it here. When you pass a thing through there, it's going to show on the screen what it's worth. As you can see, I need crushed ore. And it's worth $3.15 each. What the fucking do? Now, because I did save my miner, I'm going to put this over yonder, but turn it off for now. 5. No. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, because the ghost of the miner location is visible, I can already start planning out what to do over here. Now, with the ledge, everything is just going to be lifted up a little bit and then dropped over to here. Now, this is where I want to have my sorter. And then 1 more, 2 more, corner, auto rotate, and Q to make it switch directions. Then with 7, we'll go up with 2. Then with 9, we're going to place this machine. As you can see, it's quite tall. And then with 1 more 5, we are done. Now, I thought I did buy the hammer. There it is. Now, let's say that I'm not too happy with where I placed this thing. With the hammer equipped, click, it's back in my inventory. Because if I want to rotate it, like here, I could. But for now, I'm not going to. Now, I'm going to take a chance and hope that I do not get any emeralds or diamonds. Although I do have an idea where I can find one. So in the meantime, what I'll do is gather up all of this ore and just drop it through here. Now I noticed a little problem, is that the grabber mode for the magnet is everything by pressing Q. Everything that is not in the basket, so that does mean that everything that is on the belt also gets grabbed. But if I press Q again, resources not on conveyors, meaning that as long as they are not solidly on the conveyor, they will just go into the magnets, and as long as they are solidly on the conveyor, such as this one, it won't. So if I wanted to pick up this, I would have to press E. Now, I'm going to take my chance and say that there won't be emeralds or diamonds in the meantime. And as you can see, because I saved up the iron ore that I harvested already and didn't use, I already have 73 crushed iron. So, first and foremost, I want to run over to here. We'll ignore this for a second. And I cannot go over here. That crate is useless, but there's dynamite here. There's a plunger right here. Boom. Now, I think you can imagine what this is, but we're going to ignore that for now, because there is what I needed. Out of this, at least. And better yet, now that we are here, I'm going to drop this, crawl down. There. Now we have both diamonds and emeralds. And we're going to rush back. And a little bit of coal. Coal is not important at the moment. However, I am going to put the coal over to here. And these two, are going into the basket. Once you hear that little beep, it means that it is accepted. And you only need one of each. So I could, in theory, just deposit this into the basket over there. And that would make it 1 out of 3. However, I'm not going to. That's why I have this drawer. No, that one goes away. This goes open. That closes. And then this goes in there. Now, for the time being, all of the findable emeralds and diamonds I'm going to deposit into here, because I'll need them later for separating. And in the meantime, we're just going to get more crushed coal and iron. And every diamond and emerald that will come out of this mine eventually shall be tossed over to the side, over to here. Which is perfect. I am going to quickly run over to there to grab something, and then all the way over to there in the corner to grab something in the water. And I'll leave you on the screen for that little bit, if I can. No. Now, there's also something over here that I want. No, come back, come back. Fine. There. There's one over here. So we've got these 3 crates, which I'll destroy really quick. And it seems that they are just some simple iron bars, which is fine. And lastly, there are 3 crates over yonder, one of which is nothing. And this big crate takes 3 hits. Now in here there are a few interesting items I can see already. I want to take you over to here and just display them. First of all, amongst the iron, we found another of these clusters. That's a slag ingot. If you, at some point, finish this quest of crushed iron, you'll get the blast furnace. And then, as long as you deposit one type of ore, you'll get that particular ingot. So if you have just gold, like this, you'll get a gold bar. If you have regular iron, you'll get an iron bar. But if you want to even mix one little bit of gold in iron, or vice versa, or coal, you'll get a slag. Now this is a pipe. It's an object that you'll be making at a much, much later day. And this is going to be useful for later. But first we will deposit all of this. And check up on our, sadly, nothing. However, you may notice our money. And with money we get another miner. And with our miner, since I already put in where I was going to have it, 6. All miners are on by default, except something later down the line. And as you can see, it just deposits coal, ore and crushed ore of iron. And crushed ore inside of the crusher does nothing. So yeah. I'm going to gather some more iron that I know of, such as up there and over there, if I didn't already grab that. And I should bring you back once we have around enough, or sooner. It seems that we're rushing towards our goal. And there we go. Now we get the blast furnace. And sadly, no diamonds or emeralds, as this one also has a chance for emeralds. Nothing just yet. The blast furnace. There we go. But when I want to buy the blast furnace, I also want to have 2 more sloped conveyors. And just for the posterity of the playthrough, I'm going to turn off the miners. And I'm going to redesign this a little bit and implement the blast furnace, while not destroying any of this. And here's the new design. Now, with this game, you're going to constantly redesign your machines and your conveyor belts. And it's going to be a very tedious process, but it can be very satisfying to see that something works one moment, then doesn't work the second, and then you're going to be frustrated and redesign everything, tear everything down, redesign everything, and then you'll see it in action and you're like, ah, much better. Now, the crushed iron ore is going into here, into this blast furnace, and once you have enough, it's going to make an ingot. And an ingot is worth $20.36 or 63 cents. $20.95, etc. Now, if you were to add more miners, like the one over there, then you're just going to increase the productivity of your crusher and your stuff and get that done. However, as you can see, there are more miners over there, more miners over there, 2 more all the way in the back over there. And there's a little something over there that I don't want to go into just yet. No, instead we are going to rush back over to here. Careful not to trip. Because for the final thing for today, since we're not going to be completing the diamond and the emerald gems yet, I'm going to be pressing T to open the quest menu and the research tab. And we're going to have to do all of these quests in order to complete the game. Look at that. And this is only available once you complete all of this. So we've got a long way to go. We are doing Gem Collector, which will unlock the polishing machine. And we're currently doing the iron ingot and copper, which unlocks the rolling mill. But there's something over here called Scavenger Hunt. Requires copper ore, gold ore, and a broken drill bit, and it unlocks the Jacques Hammer. Well, look what we found. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. Ooh. Look at this. Wanting to be so careful that I'm not looking where I'm going and bumping into random bits. Now we've got iron clusters, coal clusters, and a copper cluster. In total, you'll need 6 to be as they are. Beyond the 6th, you can just go and destroy everything. And rather than shutting down the miners once we have completed the iron ingots, I'm just going to let the game run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. Collect all of those. And I'm not going to toss them into the basket, right? I'm just going to toss them into here. That ought to be 13. Perfect. Now for gold. And for gold, I'm going to hop over to here. And first, I actually left it alone. Pick up this little thing. Now this is what you call a mystery geode. And you can break these as well with your, I don't know with your pickaxe, but definitely with the jackhammer. But for my purpose, I do not want to do that at all. I'm going to be collecting several through this playthrough, and I'm all going to leave them in one single piece as much as possible, because they will serve a purpose later. But, as I said, throw a little light on the situation. Yes, I've been mining the iron ore over here and up here as well. And left that alone. There's another cluster there. We'll go get that later. But we have some gold. Well, color me lucky. 1, as I know there's 2, and 3. Yes, and I also picked up a nugget, or a regular ore piece. I call them nuggets. But yeah, whenever I start to fall a bit down, I face up because of the jiggly physics of this game. So, here's one. I said here's one. And there's 3 of those here. Lucky, lucky me. I also need 6 of those. So 6 gold, 6 copper, 6 coal, and 20 iron. That's all I need. But I need to find them and collect them. And keep them in one piece, because shaking them around and smashing them into stuff and letting them fall from too great of a height, and they will break apart. Now, one final time, hopefully. Let me go up here. Let me shed a little light on the situation. 2 and 3. 2. Some coal here. Not interested. Fine, we'll break this thing apart. Just some ingots, which are actually useful. And here we are. I don't know if I have enough gold. If not, then I know of one more place where there's gold accessible. And I will be grabbing that then. But for now, as you can see, our little expedition of iron ingots just continues. Now let's see how many pieces of gold all we've got. Just enough. And, if I'm not mistaken, I had a broken drill bit right here. Which unlocks the jackhammer. But there's one more piece of equipment that I want to buy, and for that I'm going to have to press T again. As I will start the coal crusher quest. And then I'm going to hit research. Ooh. I know that is expensive. But that could help out a little bit already, but I'm not going to just yet. Actually, no. Actually, I can do both. And this, sure. So, mining helmet and support wrench. And what I just unlocked, the shaker table, yeah, that's 3,500. That's a lot. So, jackhammer. Support wrench, mining helmet. Pressing C when you have the mining helmet in your inventory will just get it activated. Now I'm going to put you over there. 1, 2, 3, and you over here. Now I have a pickaxe that is no longer useful to me. So what I'm going to do is drop it and sell it. You'll actually get a little bit of a refund for it. I could get started on that. I'm going to. I'll show you a little trick. We'll need one more miner, and we'll need a sorter conveyor. And I think that's about it for now. Recast. 4. I'll get rid of that. And now, because the iron ore is not being filtered out, it just passes through here. But once I put it in here, it goes through over there. So, let me put this back here. Look at that! Now I just need 2 more diamonds and I'm done. And you know what? It's actually very useful that I'm going to be placing this one over here. Turn off for now. And jump up here, because there's one more little place that I wanted to show you today. A couple of more ingots. Another broken drill bit. And 2 more diamonds. Well, sometimes you'll get 3, sometimes you get 2. As I said, completely RNG related. Now, I want to save you for later. And I'm going to deposit these 3 into here. And there. Done. Didn't think that I would get it done today. Now, you go back in. You go back in here. Thank you. Now, if I had 2,000 bucks, as you can see, I could get the polishing machine, but I don't have that. On the contrary, what I want instead... 7. Rotate. Not fast. 5. No, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Corner. That now goes up there. That has a corner. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, corner. 8. We'll bring it down 1. Q reverses the direction. 5. There. Now that circuit is complete as well, and once I start turning this thing on, the kill is going to drop over to here, go through here as there's nothing holding it back, as kill is not being filtered out here. It goes through the crusher, through that sorter, but because only bits of iron are going to be sorted out, the coal, the crushed coal, will go through here and directly into there. Now I did notice another diamond gem over here, and while I could go and sell it, I'm not going to. Now this diamond goes right in here. And I do have enough for 2 more miners. But before I end today's episode, I'm going to make sure that I have that. A sorter. Couple corners. And a couple straights. 20. Don't need them right now, but they will serve their purpose later. Now let me get my inventory sorted. You there, you there, you there, and you there. So now the crush skull is just going to happen. We already have 3 out of the 20 copper ingots. And next episode we're gonna go into that. But before I end off, let me show you the support wrench. Because what I want to do is ultimately have all of my conveyors floating in the air. Even though for these lower ones it's absolutely useless. Ooh, we've got another emerald. I'm definitely going to save that one too. So, if a conveyor is blue, it still has a supporter underneath it, and once it's yellow, it doesn't. And now you can just walk underneath it. And with the collection of this emeralds and 3 more diamonds in the drawer, I'm going to end off this first episode of Mine Mogul. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. It helps a great deal. I am Paul with many voices. I thank you all for watching. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.